Hello, everyone. Welcome to the Rise Up For You Workplace Solutions podcast. My name is Netalina Nasruddin, the founder of Rise Up For You, and I am super excited to be speaking with Dr. Keren Tsuk today. We're going to be talking about all things leadership, which, as we know, the past couple years, modern leadership, effective leadership, transformative leadership is key to really enhancing company culture and developing our teams. Dr. Keren, thank you so much for joining us today.
Thank you for having me. It's my pleasure.
Of course. So I always love to start the episode just by letting our guests tell us a little bit about yourself in your own words.
So I'm the founder of Wisdom to Lead, a consulting company leading leaders and organization to lead from a mindful place. So we facilitate retreats, courses, and lectures, bringing the mindfulness and the self-awareness aspect to the companies, to the workplaces, in order to create thriving companies and fulfilled employees.
Yeah, I love it. And I love that you mentioned self-awareness so many times, because as an organization with Rise Up For You, one of our core principles is emotional intelligence. And we know that self-awareness is a huge part of emotional intelligence. And I always say it's the first step to any great leader, right? Is having an awareness of oneself and how they're showing up in their behaviors and how they manage themselves. So I'd love to hear a little bit more, in your own words, what would you say is like the top challenge that you see amongst leaders today? That if you could just have all the leaders in a room, you would share this one thing, this one challenge to help them fix.
To show up in an authentic manner and be vulnerable and see the employees and be seen. I think the most important thing nowadays that employees want to see, to feel connected to other people, to feel like a sense of community, to feel seen, and to fulfill themselves. So we're all struggling nowadays, right? So now we actually, the post-corona, I don't know, a few of the countries are in the midst of the corona, but at the end of the day, I think what the coronavirus transformation made us be more human, connect to our humanity, to show up fully, to be vulnerable. It's okay not to know all the answers. To be there emotionally for our employees, even only to tell them, look, I see you're struggling. How can I be here for you? That's amazing, and it's a lot, right?
Yeah. It's interesting because I'm curious your take on this. Mm-hmm. A lot of leaders that we work with, they always give, I guess, I don't want to say excuse, but they give the excuse that they don't have time, right? Because they have their own job to do. And so this idea of, mentoring and coaching and being there for their team on an emotional level, not on a job level, you know what I mean? But on like a human level, seems to be this thing of, do we really have the time to do this? And you and I know that we have to make the time, but what would you say to that?
So I will say that in a paradoxical manner, it will increase their productivity and efficiency of their employees. So, what I found in my research and written in my book is that as leaders, we hold a lot of tensions. The modern world contains a lot of tension, right, between the short term and the long term, between the employee needs and the organization needs, between speed and quality. However, the main tension that I found, the crucial tension that I found that we need to address nowadays is between the doing mode and the being mode, right? Because as leaders, as you say, we know that we need to be in the doing mode to have the right resource to be busy. However, the new leadership talks about the ability to pause and listen and accurate our way and fine-tune our products and our processes and do through being. So once we really listen to our employees and the needs, we can be much more accurate and achieve much more from the situation and invest minimum effort and maximum results. So, I can understand that leaders, it's like in the old paradigm, it's like a waste of time, right? I don't have time now to listen to them talking about their children or struggling. However, once you will be there for them, listen in 5 minutes, even 10 minutes, believe me, they will be so engaged and so committed because they will feel seen. So this is what I'm saying. Even that it's counterintuitive, it will increase your productivity, connection. And once people are connected, I think they can achieve anything they want together, right?
Yeah, I agree with that. Dr. Keren, is there any kind of strategy that you would give to just be more present, to be an active listener? I mean, we live in a world where there's so much consumption, there's a lot going on. And sometimes even just that simple act of listening and being present can be very challenging for leaders, right? They're typing on the computer, they have their phone. I'm guilty too. Like I catch myself with my
all of us.
Let me put my phone down. So is there any simple strategy that you have to share with leaders that can just get them back into that place of present moment so that they can be an active listener for their team?
So I really believe that even starting the meeting by yourself or with your team, like for 1 or 2 minutes pause and meditation, you don't have to call it meditation, but let's be present and even make a checkup meeting. Ask each and every one, how are you present here with us between 1 to 10, okay? And one of the employees say, okay, I'm really bothered right now with my kids. I don't have a solution for them. And the fact that I say it already make me more present, okay? So, and maybe the leader will hear that nobody is present right now, so let's take 10 minutes, finish what we need to do and come more present. So it's working in the process, right? And again, it's challenging. And another tip that I can give leaders and managers and individuals, usually when we are listening to our employees, to whoever we are listening, we always want to offer the solution right away, right? Because we have it in our mind. We are listening, but we are not really listening. We are listening. We want them to stop talking and bring our solution. So I really invite a practice to practice even 5 minutes when you're one-on-one or with your team, only listening without providing any solution, but enabling a space for various viewpoints to emerge. And then really you can find a much more creative solution instead of bringing your own solution every now and again. So this is another tip.
It's interesting. When you were talking, I had a flashback to when I was a professor, because when I used to teach, I used to use the same method where I would read the room of the students. And if the students were in a space or an energy that maybe wasn't positive and they weren't able to learn, then I switched my method, because if I'm just teaching, but they're not retaining, it's pointless. Right. So I really had to feel and listen to my students to understand, what do they need today and how do they need the curriculum delivered? Because if I just do my traditional thing, it's all going to go in one ear, out the other ear. Very much the same thing when it comes to leaders in the workplace, right?
That's amazing. It's actually the point, because we need to, we are learning the best way through experience, right? And what you say, you were really present with your students and felt them. And once you connected to them in a deeper way, I'm sure they'll learn even more if you only deliver the content without seeing them and making them part of the process. Yeah. But you needed to be mindful, right, and present and really listen and not be caught up in your mind and your agenda, right? You needed to be flexible and agile. And
yeah, I like what you just said about them being a part of the process. Right? Yeah. So modifying makes them a part of the process. So I love that. Dr. Keren, is there anything else that you would share with us in regards to leadership, especially when it comes to mindful leadership? Where does somebody get started with this? If, we have a lot of leaders in our community, we work with a lot of companies, and someone that's watching this saying, okay, I'm ready to make the shift. What would you say is that first step?
So I invite people to create for themselves, first of all, space. As you said, you start with self-awareness, right? So first of all, as a leader, I know that you're really busy, put in your calendar twice a week, 30 minutes meeting with yourself, okay? And reflect and take the time only to be present. It doesn't seem rational, right? Because I don't have time. So make a time to connect to yourself. And then also offer this space within your organization. Offer this space, maybe create a physical space for people to go and meditate, to take a time off, to take 10 minutes, go to nature. Creating this space, invite new solution to emerge, a new connection. And, I also heard about lately the word serendipity. When you create space, you create for more opportunities to emerge, right? And for innovative solution to emerge, like in the coffee break. So people are speaking and something can emerge. So I really invite, I think the main practice is to create space. And the second thing is to listen. Really listen to the person who is standing in front of you. Not waiting that they will stop talking, but listen and be present. Give him your present as a present, and see what will emerge from this practice.
I love that. Dr. Keren, thank you so much for joining us. I want to jump into the power section of the interview. So I'm just going to throw some fast questions at you and some simple responses. So if you could leave the world with one final message, I call it the Golden Nugget. What would your Golden Nugget be?
Dare to show up fully and connect your heart to your mind and let your heart lead you.
Beautiful. And what would you say is one value that you have that's a non-negotiable?
Authenticity, integrity, and vulnerability. 3, but
yeah, you can have 3. And before I ask you my final question, tell us a little bit about yourself, Dr. Keren, in regards to where we can find you. If we can find you here on LinkedIn, tell us about your book. Like, if somebody wants to connect with you, where's the best place to do that?
So in LinkedIn, I'm Dr. Keren Tsuk, TSUK, on my website, wisdomtolead.co, and my book, my new book that I published called Mindfully Wise Leadership, The Secret of Today's Leaders. It's on Amazon. You can find it.
Beautiful. Thank you so much. So final question, Dr. Keren, as you know, we're the company Rise Up For You. What comes to mind when you hear that phrase, Rise Up For You?
Dare to show up fully and be authentic and bring your present to the world once you show up fully. So I love this name.
Absolutely. Dr. Keren, thank you so much for joining us. Thank you, everybody, for watching. Again, my name is Nedalina Nasruddin. I'm the founder of Rise Up For You, and we are bringing engaging content to help support the workplace, great leaders, and really bridge the gap between you and your potential. Thank you, everybody. Thank you, Dr. Keren.
Thank you.